What's kicking, y'all? Quick Panic here, and I am back with another Duel Links video. I know it's been a while, but I think me and Pizzy have some things to talk about in regards to the state of the meta and a new event that just dropped. There's a couple new packs that are out. So, what's kicking, Pizzy?
Greetings, everybody.
So, Pizzy's favorite deck in the game, probably, Gladiator Beasts, just got like some really cool stuff in this new event. Is it Gladiator Island? Is that right?
Yeah.
Ooh, defense successful. What is this? Okay, so, I mean, I guess I'm just going to duel this on screen. But they have some really cool rewards that I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pull up on the screen. So there's Retiari. Gladiator Beast Retiari is a taggable Gladiator Beast. Banishes one from the graveyard. Is it just monsters or one card? One card from the opponent's graveyard. So, are there any applications right now, Pizzy?
No, because of for hire. It would have been good a month ago. It'd have been really good a month ago, but not anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Get rid of carrots and get rid of rose lovers. That would have been good.
Get rid of celestials.
Yeah, true. We got Phantom Beast Pegasus, who's here again. So Gladiator Beast A Quest is in the game, and this card was actually, that was like a 2 of back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So Gladiator Beast A Quest is a taggable Gladiator Beast, and I'm saying taggable because there are some that can't tag out. So this one has the tag effect, but when it's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, you can add a Gladiator Beast card from the graveyard to your hand, which was really good in the TCG because we had a counter trap card called Gladiator Beast Chariot, and it was like a Divine Wrath, a free Divine Wrath if you control the Gladiator Beast. And you also had a main phase too, so you'd tag in a quest, get back your chariot, and it was really fun. But in this game, we don't have Elemental Hero Prisma, who can reveal a Gazaris and send a Bestiari to the graveyard, and then summon Darius from the deck with Test Tiger. Like, you don't have those combos. So what do you think about a quest in the game? Like, how many would you run?
Right now I'm running one because I'm trying out a double Respite build, but I wouldn't run more than one, and if the Respite doesn't work out, I'm just not going to run any.
Yeah, Demikari's better. Like, it has the same attack, I think.
Yeah, it does, and it can attack twice.
Yeah, I think that's better for right now. If we end up getting some other support, it'll be better. And there's another card that goes along with it that we talked about, and that's actually the next one, which is Gladiator Beast Tigerius. And I thought this guy was super cool because I saw 1800, and then I realized he is not a taggable Gladiator Beast. You do not get the tag effect. He cannot tag out, but when he is tagged in, you can discard one Gladiator Beast card. So that could be Respite, it could be any other Gladiator Beast monster, and then add one Gladiator Beast monster it has to be a monster from your deck to your hand, which sets up the next one. But I'll talk about that in a second. What do you think about Tigerius? Are you running any right now?
No, Tigerius would combo well with a quest, but it's kind of slow competitive wise. I mean, against playing against AIs and doing the dual island, it'll probably be decent, but not in a competitive standpoint.
I understand that this was released in the TCG at a point where we were scared to give Gladiator Beasts too much power, and that's why it's not taggable. If this was a taggable GB, I feel like it'd be way better. It also can't be used as fusion material, so you can't tag it into the deck for Heraclinos or Esadari, so why? Poor guy. There's also not too many amazing things you can search with him. But that brings us to probably the most usable Gladiator Beast we got, and the second strongest you'd use in your main deck, and that is Gladiator Beast Darius. I mentioned him when I was talking about the Elemental Hero Prisma combo a little bit earlier, but Darius is really cool because when he's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast monster, you get to special summon a GB, a Gladiator Beast monster, from your graveyard. It has to be in defense position, right?
Yes.
Yep, has to be in defense position.
And its effects negated.
Its effects are negated, and if Darius leaves the field, it gets shuffled back into the deck, right?
I mean, yes, I believe so, but
yep. If Darius leaves the field, it gets shuffled back into the deck. So this sets you up for next turn. You don't have Hoplomys, which would have been really cool because he has 2100 defense, and that would have been a beautiful thing to special summon from the graveyard. You can set up Darius's effect. Pizzy and I were talking about. You can set it up with Tigerius because you can pitch a GB, search a GB, but that seems really slow. I feel like it's not going to be that great. But I think this adds a little bit of extra something you can add to your deck. You can mess around with maybe running one Darius and one Tigerius. I don't know. How many Bestiaries are you running? 2 or 3?
I'm running 2.
Yeah, 2, and then 1 Murmillo or 2?
1.
1 Murmillo, 3 Laquari. I mean, run a Darius and run maybe a Tigerius. See if it works. I feel like a quest doesn't do enough.
I feel like in the current meta with For Hire and their ability to just constantly remove cards from the board, that Darius will get its own free like effect off, because they'll like pop your face up GB with one of the For Hire guys, I don't know which one, or they'll pop your set one if you're trying to set up impenetrable attack. So I don't think I'm going to run more than 1 Darius at this particular point, but I would definitely run 1 for sure.
Yeah, so if you're going to play GBs, there are a couple cool new additions. There's a lot of gem rewards, which is always nice. I wonder what the mats look... Oh, okay, you can actually look at the mats. I didn't know you could do that. There's one that's Andal, which looks okay. Did I miss some sleeves? Also Andal.
Yeah, it's the same cosmetics that you got from the last Duel Island.
Oh, it's not different at all?
I don't think so.
Oh. Well, that's rough. Well, those are some pretty cool rewards. That's the new event. And it's basically the same thing. You set up a deck to defend with, and it looks like you get coins from, you get coins from it now. I don't think you did in the last event, did you?
I think you did, actually.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
So because it was really irrelevant.
So there's a lottery, just like always. And I'm just going to look at the lottery reward list. I don't think there's anything like game-breaking. We have Phantom Beast Rock Lizard, who's useless. Phantom Beast, Thunder Pegasus, Crosswing. These are all pretty terrible, considering the current game state. Was there anything that you saw in the lottery rewards that needed mentioning? There's Chain Destruction. Oh, that's already in the game.
Chain Destruction is not terrible, but other than that, not really.
These rewards look pretty... Yeah, but I'm excited as somebody who played Gladiator Beasts back in the day, and I know Pizzy's excited because that was the first thing he texted me this morning. So that's a little bit about the event. Did you want to say anything else about it, Pizzy?
No. Just make sure you set like a half decent defender deck, and then you'll just get a bunch of free coins that way. I set mine as Noble Knights, something that like the AI can play without screwing up. So like, Samurai, Red Eyes. Noble Knight, just something that's like super duper linear, and then you'll just get a bunch of free coins that way.
Yeah, I feel like Red Eyes is definitely the way to go. That's always been like a really solid defender deck. So next up is, did you make King of Games, Pizzy?
No, not yet. I'm in Legends.
I think I'm gonna go for it tonight on the stream. But so we've been playing on the ladder, and I kind of sat out last season because I played a lot of KC Cup, and then there were only a couple of days left, and I made it to Legend, and then I was done with it. I didn't want to make the extra push for it. I was tired of playing Sylvan. But we have a new deck, and I guess it's not really new in the world of news, but we do have a deck that's kind of is it tier 0? I know there's some decks that can compete with it, but it's high up there. It's definitely a tier 1 deck, and that is For Hire. Have you played with it at all, Busy?
Nope, I don't even have any of the cards.
So I've played with it a little bit, and it's insane how many monsters you can just throw on the field. Like, it swarms the field, and you'd think that's pretty good. But they're all really weak, so you're like, well, this isn't that great. Well, they have a free negate. What's that? It's For Hire. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up all of them, so I'm not just like making up names.
It's like Sage, I think.
Sage.
Yeah, Wiz, Sage For Hire.
Sage For Hire. Wiz, there we go. Wiz, what a cool name. So we have Wiz, Sage For Hire, who has 2,800 defense, and you can just special summon it from your hand because all of the For Hires let you special summon another For Hire from your hand. So you just summon Beat, I think his name is, Beat, and then you special summon another one from your hand, and you get a free search off of Beat. Like, it's insane. Like, the deck is very good. So I don't really want to play For Hire because it gets stopped pretty easily. What are some techs that you've seen, Pizzy?
Floodgate Trap Hole, Paleozoic Canadia, and Forbidden Chalice are like the 3 big For Hire counters, because basically all you have to do is stop their little guy when it gets normal summoned, and then they can't summon anything else from their hand for the rest of that turn, and it gives you a chance to like take control of the board from them really easily, because the only little guy that has decent attack is Seal, and he has 1,600, which isn't that
that's
high,
not even that decent.
Yeah, you can easily snatch back board control from them.
So if you if you're able to turn their one normal, because they don't have any extenders, like they get the one normal summon and just living on a prayer. So if they get the one normal summon eaten up by a Canadia or a Floodgate Trap Hole, it's GG for that turn. And they don't play any real back rows. So after they make that one summon, if you don't have a response, they can go off. But if you do have a response and you stop them, then it's bad news bears for them. So you get another turn, which is really good. And I'm seeing for higher play, I saw somebody use Canadia and Floodgate Trap Hole. I thought I was being crafty because as soon as for hire came out and I got on the ladder and people were playing it, I was like, oh, well, heck, I definitely need to be running something that will stop their one turn. We don't have like a Trap Hole, but we have Floodgate Trap Hole, which is arguably better. You can lock up their whole board and they can't benefit from having several for hires on the board triggering each other's effects. So the good techs, I believe, are Floodgate, and Pizzy and I both only have 2, so we definitely need to get a third because that is excellent right now for hire. But running Canadia in conjunction with it is really cool because you can use a Canadia, flip their monster face down. Of course, it's not permanent, but if you activate a Floodgate later, you can chain your own Canadia and get a free 1200 beater, which is like, it's a nice bonus. So what have you been using on the ladder, Pizzy?
To get to Legend, I used Magician spellbooks, running triple Silent Magician, 1 Silent Magician level 8, and then playing just because basically I started running into nothing but for hire, and so yes. I started trying to play like decks that would just negate the summon, and so like you just spellbook a fate the first monster they summon, and then they can't do anything for another turn, and then being able to summon Silent Magician and negate their True Nades or their Cosmic Cyclones, like it just throws their whole like combo out of whack. And then if they do manage to clear the Silent Magician, then they have to deal with Silent Magician level 8. So it was like that's the only way I got to Legend. But since I got to Legend, I've just been playing Exodia because I hate for hire. So I've been trying to just enjoy ladder while I'm in the bottom of Legend until I actually try to push.
Yeah.
But when I think I try to push, I think I'm just gonna play Destiny Hero because as you were mentioning earlier, the only consistent way to beat for hire is to negate their first summon and then just kill them on the following turn. And I feel like the only deck besides maybe Samurai with a God Hand that could do that is Destiny Hero because of their insane like setup they get out of one turn. Yeah, and the fact that you can't really OTK Destiny Hero unless they just brick really hard in their opening hands. So
yeah, that's wild that the ban list only took them down to 2 Celestial and did nothing else.
I guess this is something also worth noting since we haven't put out a video in quite some time. The change to the semi-limiting and the fact that they semi-limited Econ is actually like a really big deal to Hero because you could use Econ to set up the Celestial play, or you could just use Econ to just like push for a lot of damage. And so it slowed it slowed Heroes down like a bunch not having Econ anymore.
Yep, that's
because
true.
I noticed at the end of last format before we shifted over with the new ban list, like a lot of Hero players, the only trap they were running was Treacherous, and then they were banking on Econ and Mass Change to keep them from dying. And it was like really annoyingly consistent because they like you finally get over like their monster and then they have an Enki, or you finally get over their monster and they have an Econ, and then their Enki is set up to like kill you with its effect and then Mass Change. But I mean, I still think Heroes is an incredibly underrated deck, and I can't believe it's not even considered to be in the top tier according to like some meta lists I've been looking at.
Yeah, no, so I've been using Destiny Hero. If you've been watching my streams, that's literally all I've been using, just because it steals so many games so easily. Like literally, the opponent summons their for hire, it gets floodgated, and they do nothing else. Nobody's playing Sphere Karibo, so it's not like they're running a hand trap. It's immediately their monster goes face down, and if you're running Drill Dark, a lot of them have low defense, and you can just get that free piercing damage and then Mass Change, and that can be game as long as you do 1200 points of piercing damage. Or Drill Dark lets you summon another D hero, so it goes by so fast, and you're able to run 3 Mass Changes, and you have 3 Drill Darks, and you have the 2 Celestials, which is that's kind of okay, but you still have Destiny Hero Decider. For a while, I was running Elemental Hero Vion. No, Vision Hero Vion?
Vision Hero.
Vision Hero Vion. Some hero named Vion. and I was running him with Malicious and Dreamer, and there's some really cool things you can do with it, but I was getting bricky hands. So I've taken Destiny Heroes back a step and added a whole bunch of back rows, so Floodgate, Trap Hole, and Canadia, and Chalice, because all 7 of these cards in my deck, if I start with one and I go first, I can stop my opponent's first turn. And chances are I probably started with a Destiny Hero, and if I can get a mass change, that's game. Like, it's insane how fast the game will go if you're able to stop that first turn with for hire, which is really nice because you can run these first turn stoppers and not really affect the consistency of the Destiny Hero deck. I haven't dropped any engine cards. I took out Malicious because for some reason, if I get a Malicious in the graveyard, I always draw it. Like 100% of the time, I draw Malicious whenever I set up the Malicious play. So I was like, nope, not doing that. And just playing the most consistent version of the deck that I can. And, you know, you have 4,000 life points. You have Drill Dark and Decider and Celestial all 1,600. Anki is 2,800. So if you get a direct attack for 16, that's 1,600 points of damage. They're only left at 24, and Anki is 28. So that's game. Like, it's insane how fast it goes by. But Pizzy has been playing the Spellbook deck, and I think that deck is pretty decent too. I ran into it on the ladder a couple times. I don't know. How do you even play that deck? Like, are you playing Spellbook, Magician of Prophecy?
Yeah, you play 3 Magician, 3 Silent Magician, 3 Spellbook Magician, let me clarify. 3 Silent Magician and 1 Magician level 8, and then you run pretty much one of every Spellbook card except Secrets and Fate, and then, yeah. You don't run Spellbook of Life, or, yeah, you run one of everything except Secrets and Fate, and then you run 2 Eternity. And then, because you have to use Spellbook Organization, because if you go first, you have to play the Spellbook of Organization, so you have 3 Spellbooks in your graveyard for Spellbook of Fate. So, but to touch on heroes, I was thinking about it while you were, like, talking about it. Since triple Forbidden Chalice is actually, like, a really big deal in the current PvP, people forget that you can actually attack directly with Anki for 14, and you can chalice it in damage calculation.
Put it to 32!
It becomes 32. Also, I still run Malicious in my build because you can summon Malicious off Drill Dark.
Yep, sure can.
So if you don't want to mass change your Drill Dark, you can always just mass change your Malicious.
Yep.
Also, another thing worth noting is that Decider is actually like a really big problem card for hire, because none of the monsters are bigger than 1,600 except for Seal, and most for hire decks are only running 1. And so if they summon their big guys and then they have like beat, they can't get over Decider. It's just like, even with beatdown, they're like a hair short of killing it.
Yep.
And so like beat can like not beat, sorry, the big guy that I can't remember his name, the 2,500 guy.
Yeah.
Can just wail on Decider, but he can't even attack him. Yeah.
No, so he can't declare an attack is what I was gonna say. What is his name?
Yeah.
His name is Dinah, the 2,500.
Yeah, so the only thing that sucks against for hire with Destiny Hero is that you'll probably never get a Celestial resolve because they're just going to banish it with the Dinah.
Yeah.
But, and I guess since we're talking about, like, we're trying to, like, appeal to all players, Mass Hero is still behind the paywall if you haven't already completed it.
Oh, yeah.
If you're trying to play a Tier 1 deck and you don't have for hire, I highly recommend that you play Amazonas still.
No, it's still good!
And it's still ridiculously, annoyingly consistent, and you just, like, tweak the build, and you took Econ out, and, like, you just, like, it's still annoying.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I get so irritated playing that deck still.
Yeah, because there's no real way now, since Sylvan is not a play deck, there's absolutely no real way to remove all their back rows. And so, if you, like, picked up all the Amazonas cards when the Mai event was going on, like, that is the deck I recommend playing, because I mean, for hire is really cheap to build too. It's literally the same as if you're trying to build Sylvan.
Yeah, you just need the 3 beat, just like Komoshrumo.
Yeah, you get 3 beat, and it's in a mini box. So as soon as you get it, like, I just opened 5 packs and pulled one. I just reset the box. It's like you'll get the rest just by default.
Where is beat?
But the thing I kind of want to touch on, again, since it's been a while, is it's been real interesting to see, like, what skills people have been using since Restart got hammered by by the skill rework, and then balance also took a hit.
Yep.
So like I thought decks like Sea Stealth Attack was gonna be really popular, but then since they reworked balance, the meta has basically, for all the people who were complaining about Sylvan, like they're like, oh my god, this deck is so linear and so OP. They literally replaced Sylvan with a much more consistent deck called For Hire, and so it's like I think it's interesting how like they get rid of one OP deck and like they nerf it into the ground, and then they have the next OP deck. Like that, like For Hire was already out before Sylvan got hit by the ban list.
Yep.
And so it's like, I would like to see them, like I thought when they announced the new like box set that we were gonna get like a more developed meta, like because the most annoying thing about Duel Links that I've noticed in the last like 6 to 8 months is it's like literally maybe like a 2-deck format. Sometimes like
maybe
that's why I actually
one,
yeah, I didn't really hate last format because you could play like 3 decks competitively, but now like it's literally like you play For Hire on ladder, or you play Hero on ladder, or you play sometimes Amazonas on ladder, and you'll get wins. But basically, if you don't play For Hire, it's like the same thing. Like don't play Sylvan, you're gonna lose. And so it's starting to become frustrating. I would really like to see Konami kind of expand the card pool more.
Yeah,
they kind of
definitely.
did with Burning Nova. They introduced several archetypes that all they have to do, like all these archetype and like cards they're releasing for archetypes you already have, like Darius and a Quest. I know that in the new Burning Nova set they released Batterymen, which I am a massive fan of. Like all of these archetypes are like literally 1 to 2 cards away from like cutting into the top tier. Like for example, if Gladiator Beasts got Gazaris, they would instantly become a tier 1 deck because that card would be ridiculous in Duel Links.
Yep.
Or like even if they gave them War Chariot over Gazaris, that would still make Gladiator
would still
Beast.
be very good.
Yeah, that would make Gladiator Beast a tier 1 deck.
Yeah.
You know, touching on the new box and touching on the new archetype Batteryman, if we got like Fuel Cell, I think is its name, you could special it if you control 2 Batterymen.
Yeah.
Like or we get Batteryman 9 volt, like
9 volt to search.
Yeah, like that deck would shoot into like the top tier. So I
feel like it would be like another Destiny Hero deck, basically.
Yeah, I mean yes and no, because the only way that Batteryman can go off is if they get a microcell flip, and then it would be literally if they release 9 volt and I think it's solar something, I think, or power cell or something like that. They literally flip microcell into 9 volt into charger. Like you search charger, you tribute the microcell for charger, and then you special the other guy, and like that's just like since it's 4,000 life, that's game, because I think it also it's like pop a card on the field or something ridiculous.
Yeah, Fuel Cell. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, the one who's like a cyber or not a cyber.
If you control 2 or more face-up Batteryman monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you contribute 1 other Batteryman monster to return 1 card your opponent controls to the owner's hand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you use industrial strength, and it's just like you just swarm the field. But I don't know, like I'm like kind of split down the middle. Like I also, like since you brought it up, I haven't really been playing Duel Links ever since the Worlds tournament because you know, I don't know if anybody here really follows the points, but the same guy won the top 3 North American slots, and so it's like
that's dumb.
That's not good for a game they're trying to push like on the competitive scene. But I do like that like they're pushing out a new box every 3 or so weeks now, which is good for the game. It's a reason to keep playing. Like for example, the Duel Island is a great event to like just build up gems. You get gems through like the rewards, and you get gems through the lottery. I think I played for like an hour this morning, and I got like 450 gems, so it's not hard. But I really would like to see them expand on the archetypes they already have, as opposed to continue to like introduce new ones. But I mean, there's also like a lot of fanboy archetypes out there, so I don't really know if they're going to continue to like appeal to people's wallet, because I know I was reading a debate on Reddit that mentioned Lightsworn, because in Burning Nova we got Celestial, which is like
Celestia, but yeah,
really OP for Duel Links. It's like the same
Pop
argument.
2 cards.
Yeah, Pop and Mill, and then we got Wolf and
Wolf.
Well.
That is so exciting. Like, okay, I definitely wanted to talk about this. So, Lightsworn could be so good. What do you think is holding? Like, we don't have Solar Recharge, and we don't have Charge of the Light Brigade. We don't have Judgment Dragon.
I mean,
We don't have Raikou. We
this
don't even have Raikou.
this like goes to the point that I've been making. Like, there's like these archetypes that are like literally one
One
card
good
away
card.
from like, and to me, the card for Lightsworn that they have to put in to make Lightsworn like help them make the jump is if they added Lumina to the game.
Oh,
That is
Lumina would be very good.
Yeah, that's the card that would put Lightsworn into the top tier because then, you know, in a 20 card deck, there's a high probability you're drawing at least one of your wolves.
Yep.
So like you automatically have a free like pitch target for Lumina. I mean, we have all the other good Lightsworns. We have Jane, we have Lila, we have Garroth.
Yep.
And then we have Wolf, and now Celestia. So
give me Raikou or give me death. No, we need Raikou and Lumina. I think would be fine, right?
I think Raikou might be a little too OP for Duel Links.
You think so? It's a flip effect. I mean, it's not any better than Komashurumo. Any worse, sorry.
It is because it mills 2 less cards.
Well, so it mills 2 less cards, but it can mill anything to the graveyard. So I guess you could use it in a zombie deck.
I mean, it mills 2 less cards, and also none of the Lightsworn effects like destroy cards on the field.
No, you could get a wolf, best case scenario.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like Raikou. The fact that Raikou pops a card and not a monster is what makes it a little irritating. But yeah, with all the other dumb cards they can put in Duel Links, I guess they could have Raikou. But like the more balanced of the two to add would be Lumina because like you actually have to have something in the graveyard to use Lumina's effect.
True.
So
yeah, you can't just pitch it. Yeah, it has to be something in the graveyard already.
Yeah, you can't just jam Lumina and discard nothing and summon a monster.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be so exciting. I really want to make a deck with Celestia, but it's an ultra rare, right?
Yeah.
Dude, why am I gonna have to buy out this box 3 times? How much did we spend on Grandmaster, the Six Samurai, and Madrat?
Like I think I spent like 80.
80?
Or 100.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think we both spent like $100 to get 3 of one of the ultra rares, and we both got lucky getting it as a bonus ultra rare.
Yeah,
and
I luckily got Madrat as a bonus.
Oh, that's right. Son of a.
I've been playing. I've actually been playing Noble Knight a lot more, and I guess I'll touch on this real quick, even though I know this video is starting to get kind of long. Noble Knight is like my current go-to deck for consistency, and the reason I say that is because Madrat Dristan like opening with like a Destiny is like unless you're playing Cosmic, is like almost an impossible board to get over, surprisingly. Plus they have the equip spell card that I can't think of off the top of my head, and I'm untangling cables, so the equip spell or the quick play that you can equip a Noble Arms to a Noble Knight monster.
Yeah, the quick play, yeah.
And then you run triple double Cyclone to pop like.
Oh yes, that's so good.
Pop your own Noble Arms to pop like a back row. I've done it against spellbooks where they summon Blue Boy and activate like grab my secrets, and then they activate the secrets, and I just pop the secrets and then pop the Blue Boy so they can't use the rest of their like on-field spellbook effects.
So you pop like a Destiny or whatever is equipped to your Madrat, and then it gets popped, and then you can re-equip it to Dristan, and then pop another card on their side of the field with Dristan's effect because it's getting equipped with a Noble Arms.
Yeah,
like that's
and so, like,
great.
If there's one thing I've learned in like the last 2 weeks of playing on ladder, like disruption of monster effects or disruption of like normal summons is like the only way you can consistently win.
Yeah.
So, unlike last format where it's like, oh, you negated my summon in Sylvan. Well, I'm just going to Rose Lover. Or, oh, you negated my summon in Hero. I'm just going to Poly.
Yep.
Or like, oh, you negated my summon in Amazoness. I'm just going to use Onslaught. Like, now it's like your normal summon has to stick or else you are like in a world of trouble already. And so, yeah, the deck is like annoyingly consistent and really disruptive, like with very minimal, like it doesn't use any resources really to be disruptive.
Yep. Totally agree.
So like I've been using that as well, and it's like slowly getting better. So
that is unfortunately stuck behind a paywall. You need 3 supers, 3 ultras, but that's it. I don't know, and it's an older pack. I don't think there's anything amazing. It's
all from Crusaders. It's all from Crusader.
Yeah.
So
that's true. You only have to buy the 1 pack out.
Yeah, and if you spent the time like grinding out to build heroes, it's the same concept because you need 3 Madrat, which is like the comparison to be Mass Hero Anki, and you need 3 Dristan, which is the equivalent to Mass Hero, or sorry, to Noble Knight Dristan. So, I mean, or I said that Mass Change equals Noble Knight Dristan.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, and then Anki is the same as
as
Madra. There we go. Yep, I totally agree. So that is going to be the end of the video. We took it a little long, but if you have any ideas for the next video we should have, please let me know in the comment section down below, and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the content, and subscribe to the channel if you like. The Duel Links content is coming back. I had a couple family things that came up that I don't really am not at liberty to discuss, but it took a lot of my time, so I do apologize for not being able to have the videos as consistent as I did, but we will be back with Duel Links videos at least weekly, hopefully with Pizzy. If not, I will do something else. Do you have any closing comments, Pizzy?
Make sure you get a quest in Darius if you're into GBs, because they might not be relevant at the moment, but I feel like since they're slowly releasing all the GB cards, they will be relevant at some point. And try not to get frustrated on ladder. If you play against for hire, it's worse than Sylvan, I promise.
Oh, man. Anyway, stay safe against the for hire menace, and have a ton of fun. But that is all I got for today. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Later.
Bye.